30 St Mary Axe, previously known as the Swiss Re building, informally known as the Gherkin, is a commercial skyscraper in London's primary financial district in the City of London. It was designed by Norman Foster and Partners with progression and high-tech modernity at the forefront of the design. It was completed in December 2003 and opened in April 2004. The building is host to 41 floors, which is 180 metres tall, and stands on the former sites of the Baltic Exchange and Chamber of Shipping, which were extensively damaged in 1992 in the Baltic Exchange bombing by a device placed by the IRA in 30 St Mary's Axe. After plans to build the 92-storey Millennium Tower were dropped, the Gherkin was designed by Norman Foster, and it was also erected by Skanska, and construction started in 2001. The building has become a recognisable landmark of London and is one of the city's most widely recognised examples of contemporary architecture. The square mile in the City of London is dominated by dry repetitions of the conventional office block, vertically extruded and horizontally striated, mingled with the weighty presence of its historical institutions. The Gherkin, as 30 St Mary's Axe is popularly known, has a distinctive shape and circular plan that immediately sets it apart from the orthogonal towers around it. The building's extraordinary form leaves us bewildered as to what in the way of precedents or prototypes may have inspired it, and what type of construction or functional requirements may have determined it. But on further analysis, we discover that its utterly unique expression is the product of a complex or multivalent parameters, transversely interlinked through its physical assemblage in ways that deliberately contradict our expectations. The double-gaze circular outer envelope incorporates a diagrid structural system, a single glazed inner envelope, and asterisk-shaped floor plates. Each floor is rotated 5 degrees from the floor below, generating 6 atria in the form of triangular prisms that spiral around the building, admitting daylight and allowing for air circulation inside the offices. It is in the zone between the single glazed inner envelope and the double glazed exterior envelope that the different elements imbricate and the expected outward expression of the building's internal functions dissolve. This generates a kind of incomprehension, reducing the viewer's perception of how the building works to speculation and technological fantasy. Vertical support for the building is provided by a series of intersecting 2-storey high AIM frames that make up a steel diagrid structure that is highly efficient in resisting wind forces. Fire regulations require that these A-frames composed of circular sections be wrapped in fireproof aluminium casings. The diagrid and hoop structures of 30 St Mary Axe disguise not only the tower's interior horizontal striation by floor plates, but is also its vertical load distribution. They form an exoskeleton that distributes vertical loads along the diagonal lines of the steel members, eliminating the need for columns in the interior. Great buildings such as this one have little to do with aesthetic populism. Instead, they take conventional architectural elements such as shape, materials, and the size of the components, construction system, lighting, ventilation, acoustics, planning of activities, and etc., and assemble them in many unexpected ways. In doing so, they transcend signification and meaning to generate new subjectives. The multiplicity of effects that we experience at 30 St Mary's Axe is very different from any we are familiar with. As an effective break with the conventional office tower, it is an example of how architecture and signifying semiotics are not designed to communicate meaning, but to probe our cognitive and social environment. This building challenges not only our common sense, but this also makes it so compelling.